Hi guys. So this is going to be another collective reading. So I drew 2 cards for you. They actually fell out and this one flipped over. Normally I don't take reversals, but it just seems significant. So we're going to go with it. So we got the Tower card, the yellow netted stinkhorn, next to the 3 of Wands, the cedar apple rust. It's a type of fungus. So this is what came out, okay? And on the bottom of the deck, we have the 2 of Pentacles, the barometer earth star. Barometer earth star. Just drawn to the little spider up there. The daddy long legs. Okay. All right. Then we have the messages: portal, bull riding, Clifford the big red dog, board games, Hollywood, words of affirmation. I don't know if I can say this word without getting flagged. So, if you guys know what MAID is, M-A-I-D, it's assisted death, medically assisted. And, yeah, I don't know if I can say the S word, so I'm not going to do that. So, but I have in parentheses doula, so like a death doula. Okay, then we have queer, small town, and Mother Mary within parentheses, holy love. Okay. Also, the monster energy that flipped out for me to embody for your reading is Trent, this like old tree, which reminds me of the tree from Pocahontas. You know, that old tree. And also I got Beaver Warrior, which reminds me of the little gopher guy from Winnie the Pooh. So both of those energies popped out for me. All right, so we're gonna get you a monster energy that you need to embody right now that would be helpful for your highest timeline. So what monster energy would be helpful for the collective to embody right now for their highest timeline? What monster energy would be helpful for the collective to embody right now for their highest timeline? Okay, one more. Oh. You have Hain. Oh, interesting. Okay. All right, and then on the bottom of the deck, we have Burning Beast. Hold on, that's gonna fall out of my hands. Let me put this down. Okay. These 2 cards always have some kind of significant connection with each other, so we're gonna figure out what that is for you. This Burning Beast energy with the Hain. The Hain. Okay. And that's what I'm embodying for you, okay? And then also, we're going to get you an energy that would be helpful for you to harness right now for your highest timeline. This is the spell and trap cards from Yu-Gi-Oh! So what would be a helpful energy for the collective to harness right now for their highest timeline? Okay. Oh, we have the rising air current. It's like hawk or eagle kind of bird. Beautiful. Fly like an eagle. That's what I just thought of. Fly like an eagle by Seal song. Okay. And trap hole is on the bottom. Oh, it's a guy in a hole looking up at the sun. Reminds me, yesterday, I just watched the scene of The Dark Knight where Bruce is trapped in that hole and he gets out. That's what this reminds me of. Very interesting. Trapped in a hole, now flying like an eagle. Okay. Okay. All right. Let's look at this energy. Why is this upright and this is upside down? You know what? Actually, I was going to read the definitions for you guys. They're just simple, short definitions. I already flagged it in here. Let's do the Tower card first. Okay. The yellow netted stinkhorn. This stinkhorn mushroom is quite a sight, even more quite a smell. This phallic tower-shaped mushroom releases a foul goo full of spores that attract flies who disperse them as they fly away. The stinkhorn explodes from the ground with a force that can crack pavement, then decays into a horrific puddle, capturing the essence of the Tower card. Wow. It can explode from the ground with a force that can crack pavement. And then goes into a horrific puddle of goo. Very interesting. All right, we're going to read this with it upright. This 3 of Wands, yeah. Okay. Cedar Apple Rust. This is the card of travel, and similarly, the cedar apple rust is the fungus of travel in its universe. Yellow-orange powdery spores are transferred between apple and cedar host trees by attracted insects or a steady breeze. Okay, so they attract insects. Okay. Okay, so just the card of travel, that's all that's really talking about here. Card of travel, but it's also like the 3 of Wands is like an active manifestation coming in as well. So we're going to look at that. Oh yeah, I was going to read the Pentacle, 2 of Pentacles. Okay. Barometer, Earth Star. This card declares the need for balance and is an indicator of someone juggling too many tasks. The Barometer Earth Star is able to thrive by making instinctual decisions in regard to its surrounding weather, moisture, sunlight, and the seasons, keeping all factors expertly in check to survive. Okay, keeping all factors expertly in check to survive. All factors, okay. Okay, so card of travel. So this energy is about travel. That's what the book was specifically talking about. This is a Tower card, obviously. It's kind of like about like things kind of coming down and then keeping everything expertly in check. So it sounds like active manifestations. So there might be like a tower energy, like something quite intense happening, and you're trying to balance that or simultaneously deal with that while keeping a manifestation stable. Maybe you aren't fully able to like go or walk forward right now, but you're keeping it stable at least. That's what it feels like. Like while this tower energy is happening, you're just keeping the stable, and sometimes that's all you can do. like without it dropping, is just keeping it stable. Oh, keeping it stable. Okay. All right. Keeping that stable. All factors expertly balanced. Okay, so portal. So portal can just like just represent going through like a, you can even say like a rite of passage, like crossing like a threshold of some sort. I always think of Stargate whenever I think of Portal, the movie, the Stargate movie, where they travel through that Stargate into a different time. Yeah. Yeah, it just feels like going through something. I keep thinking about rite of passage. You're like crossing a threshold could just mean like within your age, within an environment, at work. Okay. And then we have bull riding. So this could literally mean just like bull riding. But I got this a couple weeks ago and it reminded me of Barrel Rider. If you guys have ever seen the Hobbit movies where Bilbo is trying to explain to the dragon Smog what he does, he calls himself a barrel rider. He's just trying to like, he's trying to not be killed by this dragon. And so he's just trying to keep the dragon intrigued. And so he calls himself a barrel rider. That's what it reminded me a couple weeks ago when I got this for myself. But technically it's called bull riding. So it could have something to do with like a rodeo, actual bull riding, like riding kind of like this tower energy, riding a difficult situation and keeping things still balanced, or trying to like save your life next to like a smog like energy, a dragon like energy. You're like this tiny little like ant compared to like a dog, which we have Clifford the Big Red Dog here, but this is like that's like a sweet energy. But like, you know, yeah. So Clifford the Big Red Dog. So I watched just a small clip of this right before I came on here just to see if there was like any kind of synchronicity. And I just watched the what do you call it? The just the intro, the theme song. Clifford the Big Red Dog theme song. My brother and I used to watch this when we got home from school every single day. So it's it's one that I love. But he's a small little dog and he's red. And in the theme song it says that he grew so big because of how much he was loved. So that might be important in some way. Okay, then we have board games. Board games. I literally just filmed an ASMR for Virgo yesterday with board games. So that's interesting that this is here, but it could just be about like having fun, playing just some games with like family. Might help maybe ease some tensions, like whatever this is that's going on here. And since we have Clifford the Big Red Dog here, that's about family and love and care. So it could just like maybe just bringing in some kind of like something to ease the tension. Subside a dragon. By the way, I love dragon energy. I think that there's good and bad to every single thing in life, but clearly Smog is a bad dragon in The Hobbit, so I just wanted to clarify that. Okay, so Hollywood. Actors, actresses, kind of like the hub for big films here in the US. So something big, a big company, a big production, something big with star-like quality. Okay. All right, then words of affirmation is a love language. It's one of the love languages. And it's just like, oh, since we have the family here, right here. So it's just like creating a sense of validation. And not everyone needs this, but there are some people that it's like my own mom, that's her love language, words of affirmation. Like she likes to just feel not necessarily congratulated, but thanked. Like when she does something, she likes to be acknowledged for what she's done for you, or what's just even like the small things like that, you know, you might not necessarily say thank you for doing that. Like even those small things, like acknowledging someone that they did that, or that they just acknowledgement. Even in things that you might not normally like congratulate someone on, or it might not seem like they need validation, but if like someone has a love language of words of affirmation, it's very helpful. Like it's it can be, you know, it's a love. It helps them with their heart center. Okay. And then we have this MAID energy, MAID, medically assisted. Yeah. And with this like death doula. So just because this Tower card is here, this could have something to do with someone like passing on, or like someone's in the process of passing on, or something. It could even like just be something not even actually with a person, but like caring for an energy. So like a death doula kind of like cares and plans someone's end of life care and what they need, like if they want like an event before they pass on, like a gathering, they kind of like take care of all of that. But also it could be simply like not trying to take away like the professional quality of like a death doula, but it can even just be someone who is caring for you at your final moments in death. And or you've done that for someone. Like I did that for my grandfather, and yeah, like I would stay up all night because I didn't want him to be alone, and I would sing to him even though I don't even know if he could comprehend fully what was going on. He was in those final stages, but even like that is like I would consider like a death doula like energy. Okay, and then queer. So queer can just mean like very many things. Like you just pretty much anyone on the LGBT spectrum. Like in this context, that's pretty much how I'm going to say that. Just like queer. Or this could mean just something like outside of normal. Okay. And then small town. Small town, something to do with maybe a small community, a small gathering, a small collective, something small. Okay, then we have this Mother Mary with, in parentheses, holy love. And with this like passing on energy, it just kind of seems like what is that? The rosary with Mother Mary on it. Yeah. Interesting. When my grandfather was passing, He wasn't religious, but at the very end, he wanted to wear a cross. And his caregiver, who I absolutely adored, his grandfather gave him a rosary to put around my grandpa's neck for those several days while he was in transition. And it had Mother Mary on it. So that could just be significant in some way. Just like, even, it kind of reminds me of these words of affirmation. Like, even someone who doesn't necessarily like believe in or is not necessarily religious, for whatever reason, him passing on or knowing that he was about to die, having like a cross or like that rosary on him eased his anxiety, the tension, the fear. Yeah. Okay. So right here. So let's go into this energy that you're harnessing right now. Rising air current. So this would be helpful for you to embody right now. Flying above. I mean, we have this, which I was just telling you the story about the Dark Knight when he was trapped in that hole. It was like a prison in a different country. And I'm not going to get into why that's all there, but he was basically in this, and he wanted to get out to help his city, to help Gotham. Like the biggest like fear he had in here was that Gotham was getting out of hand and people were dying because he couldn't get out. And so this guy basically told him he had to remember his fear in order to fly, or in order to get out. But maybe that, yeah, remember your fear in order to fly. Huh, okay. Getting into the fear helps to propel you forward. Okay. Getting out of this hole. And soaring. Sorry, it's such a beautiful card. I just wanted to show that one more time. Okay, so why am I embodying this energy for you? This little, well, not little. Yeah, it just reminds me of the tree from Pocahontas. Oops. The tree from Pocahontas, the old one. Okay. And then we have Beaver Warrior. And I know he's a beaver. And, you know, they create dams, and they can create, like, completely new ecosystems. From a documentary that I watched. They're a big reason why, like, new ecosystems are created because of beavers. But it just reminds me of the gopher from Winnie the Pooh. So we'll see if that has any relevance. We'll keep going. Okay, then you have Hain Hain. So an energy that would be helpful for you to embody right now. Hain Hain. He has all these feathers around him. Now it's this energy. I don't know though. I'm thinking about Pocahontas. But this like weirdly, in a way, reminds me of like a mixture of both sides. Both sides. We have the feathers that can be like symbolic of like Native Americans, but also this thing that's around him, that red thing, reminds me of that weird little foo-foo thing that the bad guys were, or you know, the what do you call them? You know, the guys within the colony. That guy who had all the money. I can't even think of what his name is. He was wearing that big like foo-foo thing around him. Like it's like just a symbol of like wealth and status. This like Looks like a combination of both of those energies, though. Huh. With this burning beast. This burning beast. This could even, like, just simply represent, like, you could say colonization of, like, the Native Americans. As simple as that. I mean, it's not simple, but you know what I mean? Just, like, with these, like, you have the feathers, but now there's, like, a frou-frou thing on here, on that guy. And then we have this burning beast. This, like, it reminds me of, what's that animation? Moana? Is it Moana? The one from the Hawaiian one, where she's, the land, the earth is angry. And is like this kind of like lava rock beast and comes running at her, parts the ocean, and it's running at her. And she's basically saying, remember who you are, to the land. Oh, remember who you are? Your heritage, maybe? Without this little thing around it? Your roots? Oh, yeah. With the wise one here. If you think about it from Pocahontas, before, like, if you want to say like this, taking off the little frou-frou thing, like that was, that's more down to the roots. More down to the roots. And if, like, this beaver, creating new ecosystems. Huh. Yeah, like he creates new ecosystems simply because he creates dams, which forces the environment to change. So this could mean different things for people. It can mean like an obstruction, or just like the creation of a new environment, a new ecosystem. But I'm holding this for you. I'm holding these two for you. Energies right now. Wherever I'm holding these for you, that's what I'm holding. This wise old tree and this like creation of new ecosystem. Little warrior beaver. Little warrior beaver. Okay. All right. Yeah, this just reminds me of Earth, like Mother Earth. We have this Mother Mary, holy love energy with this Mother Earth, Mother Gaia. Remembering who she is, remembering who you are. Whatever it means for you. And flying. Getting out of some hole. Getting out of some hole and flying. Huh, okay. Then let's get back to the portion right here. So balancing, expertly balancing all aspects. Keeping a manifestation stable while you're going through some shifts. It's kind of like the ground shaking, and all you can do is just like hold your like thing steady. You can't really go forward. You're just like holding it steady from falling. That's what it feels like. Okay, so portal, just like crossing a threshold. Crossing some kind of threshold. Maybe this is even like a test. But okay, so crossing some kind of threshold, or like someone crossing over potentially with these this energy right here. So portal, yeah, just walking through something new, a new adventure, a new going through something new. I was just thinking about this with the Pooh Bear and the portal here. In the Pooh Bear episode that I watched, the gopher guy was running around trying to find his hole. He has this hole, and it's like almost like a magical portal. Like he can't go underneath unless he has his little hole. But this hole, he can pick it up and carry it with him, like a scroll. But then when he lays it down anywhere on the earth, he can go through, kind of like Alice in Wonderland. Like this magical little portal. Yeah. It's like magical, yeah. A portal being created, I'm guessing. Like, I'm not quite sure what else this can mean. A crossing through something. Okay. And then bull riding. Yeah, like staying on the bull, writing something out. Even like I wanted to say subduing a dragon, but like a bad dragon, like Smog, with like just information. Like that seems like, because that's what he was doing, because dragons love information and knowledge. They just, yeah. And that's what he was basically doing, was just like feeding this dragon a bunch of just like information to keep it like stretched out long enough that he could almost like formulate what he was going to do. And he called himself a barrel writer. Yeah. And the dragon was obviously like interested. What is a barrel writer? You know? So, okay, so then Clifford the big red dog. I just love this energy. It just like feels safe. It feels home, like homey. It feels like lots of love. People doing things for you because they love you, because they care. In the theme song, they loved the dog, Clifford, and they actually completely moved onto an island because they loved this dog so much. I believe they moved to Hawaii. I believe it's Hawaii, right? And because they loved this dog, so he could have more room to run and to grow. And then the board games just sounds like family fun, like doing something that like the whole family can enjoy. It just like almost like helps heal this like whatever this chaos is, whatever this like energy is. It feels like it just brings like a healing balm, like just something that helps alleviate the pain, alleviate a potentially traumatic situation, someone crossing over, alleviate the tension, keeping everything just stabilized and not like falling apart. Yeah. Okay, then we have Hollywood. Is there anything more here? Starlight quality, something being produced on a big scale. I don't know what else this could be. Movies, just watching some good movies. Some good movies. Words of affirmation, maybe just like helping, like maybe if you're going through something traumatic, like it can even help you, like helping calm someone else down, helping support someone else can help actually support you by doing for other people, especially with whatever this thing is that's going on. It helps create the stability to stabilize. It helps other people feel safe, cared for, kind of worried over, like, just like acknowledge that they're going through something. If it's sitting right next to this maid energy, this medically assisted the death, with this like death doula. Maybe providing support to a death doula or someone who was there or was caring for the person passing over in some way. Okay, and then queer, just not quite sure why this is here. I don't really see anything else that kind of supports that, so maybe that's just like significant to you in some way. Queer, like I consider myself queer. I'm gay. So that could just like be I don't know. And like I don't know why this is here. Just maybe the person or people this involves is maybe even like a queer community. Like making people feel cared for and supported. If this has to do with like the queer community, like obviously everyone has different beliefs. So maybe even someone in like a community or maybe that seems like different from you, like just making sure that they like feel supported or cared for, that maybe even like you're okay with who they are. To be just as simple as that. And a small town. I just like heard the song Try That in a Small Town. Is that the song Try That in a Small Town? Try That in a Small Town? Okay, nothing else is coming through with that. Okay, and then Mother Mary, holy love. So just like, this could even mean like being just like a surrogate for someone who's going through something. Like just mothering someone. If they're going through something traumatic, this could even be simply like thinking about caring like for a kid who is sick. And you make them soup. You come and you like take their temperature. This could even be like a death doula kind of energy where you're like caring for them and feeding them, making sure that like they're moist. Like with my grandfather, I was having to put moist towels around his face to just like, because he was burning up, and just like keep him like just like cool towels. Even like with the we were having to sponge water into his mouth to make sure that his mouth was hydrated. It's like just very little because you don't want to like, and just like, caring for some. If this is literally about someone crossing over, like if you have a death doula, they're going to know like what needs to happen, but not everyone has that. Like I was pretty much that for my grandfather. And so was like some people in my family. But I was the one that was like caring for him overnight while everyone slept. And yeah, just being like if you're helping someone like feel safe as they're passing over, like just singing to them or humming or just like holding their hand. Just like I think simply even just your presence being there is enough. It's enough. Even if you're like working on something or like the person who is passing through or passing over just like hears you in there. I think it just provides a sense of like peace, especially yeah, I'm gonna leave it like at that right there. But okay, I think I'm pretty much, it just feels like some of these are so different, and I don't know how all of this is like connecting together, but I'm sure this is going to mean something, you know, for you. Just want to come back to this, because I think of Mother Earth, Mother Gaia, but this could simply mean like the Mother Mary energy. Maybe if something is traditional for someone, making sure if they're passing over, just like maybe bringing in more of their like culturally traditional roots. Maybe that might bring like some kind of support, because I'm looking at this and almost like taking off that thing. Like if this, like, just think of it like if this is like a Native American person right here, and taking off this, like, whatever this like colonial thing is. I'm not trying to get super political or anything like that. Just like, it just feels like making them feel like their roots. Because we have this here. I'm embodying this energy. This, the old one. Like, just, it feels like bringing them back to some sense of like roots. Something traditional for that person. Something that feels safe, significant. Remember who you truly are. That was what that energy was about. Remembering who you truly are. And then this energy turned into this beautiful Mother Gaia. It was Mother Gaia, but she was angry and in pain. Okay, guys, I think I am going to leave this here. I feel like I got into what was necessary here. So, all right, well, yeah. I hope you got some answers out of here, or at least some like things to help with your life. And yeah, good luck with this, and I will see you next time.